Hello and welcome to the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Lolita Guarin. And if you are a returning listener, thank you so much. If you are watching this on YouTube and you have not subscribed to my channel, but already been, watching me, what I talk about, please subscribe. Definitely that will help my algorithm with YouTube. And so we continue the conversation about the change in life. And obviously that can be very changeful, very stressful. So specifically today, I want to address um, the stress that may come up, anxiety, and feeling uncomfortable when it has to do with really envisioning your future life as you want to. I'm sure you heard going quite a while now about the idea of that you need to do a vision board and you need to, uh, in case you don't know what the vision board is that you cut the images from magazines, from books, print out, and then you put it somewhere that you constantly can see it, or at least twice a day before you go to bed and when you wake up, or whatever suits you. But the point is that you, number one, identify what is that you really want. Because if you don't know what you want, how is it you're going to achieve, right? And then you are following your goal with constantly putting energy into that because where your attention goes, that where energy flows. So that's why when we are getting continuously situations that doesn't serve us or we don't like those situations, it is because we're constantly paying attention to them. Okay, so now we know what the vision board is. How is that can be stressful, right? You could now ask me like should be all fun and games, right? Because what could be better? I mean, there's so many parties that people do, like, oh yeah, let's do a vision board party and Zoom calls, and the whole program is just built on how to do the vision board. But I know it could be stressful because um, if somebody grew up in an environment where they've been told what they need to do and they were not really celebrated and validated for what they're already doing or how wonderful they are without doing anything at all, just being celebrated for for who they are, for the sense of humor and how quirky they are, and then they laugh and how they are like a person. It could be very difficult for you to come up with the idea what is it you want for the future. And and you could be like, well, that's easy. I know I want a house and I want to have a job and I know a Mercedes Benz for my car. But then it's really, here's the question. Is that you really wanting it? Or that you think that that's what you're supposed to want? Or that's like your family that you grew up with would want? Or maybe that is something that you think you want is actually belongs to somebody else. Who are you really listening to opinion to? And that happens a lot when when you go to school for something that you didn't even want to do, but your parents want you to go do that. When you get a job that really you don't even like, but they pay well. So it's very important to know what is it you really want. Now, there's a lot of things that can come up and trigger when you start working on that vision board. I know because it happened to me and happened to many people as well. So when let's say you like, okay, you know what, I want to have a Maserati for my car, and then you're cutting the piece of paper and you think, and you're kind of like giggling inside, you're like, I know it's I'm not, I will never have a Maserati. What are you talking about? Like that will never happen to me. You know where it's coming from, right? With a low self-esteem. So this is those triggers that will come up for you doing that vision board. Oh, this is like just a fertile ground to work in, to grow more like pay attention that what is growing. What kind of seeds did you put in that fertile ground? Because even if you have the Maserati on a vision board and you will look at it and you constantly will tell yourself, nah, I know it's not gonna happen. You're just reinforcing the same thing over and over. So that's why you really need to work on where those limiting beliefs coming from. Is this is something that you've been told to, or you're afraid to be big, or you're afraid to allow yourself to do things, and all of that thing. Also, I know there are quite a few people that even afraid to want things. And I've seen with quite a few of my clients when I say you need to do something that you like every day, and they have a difficulty of coming up with something. I mean, of course, they will come up, with the, generic stuff, but it's like, do you really enjoy that? Is this what you really like? And you're like, I don't even know what I like. Like, it's time to find out. Why you don't want to find out? Well, because you don't want to break the loyalty to something that you already been through. So it can get very, very convoluted and it can get, stressful because it can bring and, just trigger you in so many ways that you didn't think even that will happen. And yet allow you were not really prepared to work with that. But the good news is I'm here for you. So if you want to not if you want, I think you should get a session with me. Go to my website, beamazingyou.com. And it could be only 30-minute session, could be an hour, and we can talk about longer packages so that actually will make a difference in your life when we will identify what those action steps you need to take, what habits we need to work on, and change that. Because everything can change. It's in your hands. Like if you think, yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure. That's fine. You just need to ask yourself, are you happy where you are right now? And will you be happy if you will continue living your life exactly as you are right now in 5 or 10 or 15 years? That's all. If you're happy where you are, that's great. Why change? You just continue doing because you're already happy. And if you are, oh my gosh, I just remembered. So yesterday, you know what happened yesterday? My journal that is accompanying the book Stress Management for Adult Children of Alcoholics went live. I've been waiting for Amazon to actually say, yes, it's live, and it's live now. Woo! So it's I'm going to post a link below if you want to grab that. And it's not just like a journal which is like blank, like most journals are. No, I have some stress management tips in there and tools that actually will help you. And you will see how things, go through every single day. It will help you to identify those patterns because if you don't really know what's happening in your life and how you react to stress, how are you going to change it? So that journal will help you to do this. And there's some other great stuff in there. So I will post the link below. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to email me, message me. I'll be very happy to answer. And if you think that your organization will be very happy to have me as a speaker, I can teach them how to manage stress in the workplace. Also, reach out to me, and it's all of this also available on my website, beamazingyou.com. Okay, and tomorrow we'll be continuing talking about, well, what changing um, can bring in your life and why it's not so easy and what stressors can arise when you try to change your life.